Hi, I'm Liz with Toth Properties, powered by EXP Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in the Raleigh Durham area, and I specialize in working with both buyers and sellers. For today's seller tip, I'm so excited. I'm at Homewood Nursery in North Raleigh. Homewood is family owned and operated, and they've been in the business since 1967. I'm here with Tina today, who is an expert, and she is going to share tips and tricks to spruce up your yard when you're getting your home ready for sale. Curb appeal is so important. The front of your home and your front yard is the first thing a buyer sees when they pull up for a showing or for an open house. And typically, the front of your home and your front yard is the first photo used in any real estate ad today. So you want to make sure it's in tip-top shape. Tina, I'm looking forward to your tips and tricks.
Thanks for coming to Homewood.
So Tina has about 4 tips she's going to share with us today that sellers can use to spruce up their front yard. And so we're going to start with Mailbox Gardens. So Tina, share with us a little bit about Mailbox Gardens.
So Mailbox Gardens are great because they're the entrance of the home. It's where you first come in. It's one of the first things you see when you come home and what your guests see, and also potential buyers. So it's a nice way to greet people. It doesn't have to be super elaborate, but a nice colorful little bed right underneath the mailbox can be a great way to start that first impression for curb appeal.
And what kind of plants are these?
These are petunias and million bells, and they will do a lot of color all through summer. And I would just say as a tip to think about whether you have sun or shade, because that's going to determine what you're going to be able to plant there. And time of year is also going to affect what's going to be available to you. But you could go as simple as putting a pool of these right around the base of the mailbox, and boom, you have, that little instant pop of color.
Now, how soon could someone, if they're going on the market like next week, when would you recommend they plant these?
I would plant right away. You want to get them kind of in the ground and well watered and kind of get going. And so, if they're doing it next week, then you want to start with something big that's going to have color, that's going to show a lot, and you're not waiting for it to grow. It's already there. It's like instant landscape. And this time of year is a good time of year to find that type of thing, because as we get later into the later spring, early summer, there's a lot more big pots of color available to plant.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Another tip Tina had mentioned was a foundation garden. I have never heard of a foundation garden. That's why I'm here today. I'm seeking the advice of experts. So Tina, why don't you tell us what a foundation garden is, what it involves, and the kind of plants you use?
Sure. So foundation gardener planting is just a way of softening the front of your home, adding some greenery, softening the outlines and the hardness of the foundation itself. And it can be just really simple. And a simple recipe for that would be to do a simple sweep of color with some shrubbery. You want to keep in mind the height of your windows or anything else that could get blocked by the plants. Keep in mind sun versus shade. And so that'll help you select the plants for that spot. And it could be really as simple as a sweep of color with the shrubs, another lower layer in front of it, and then some accent plants on the side, or a small ornamental tree like a flowering cherry or crepe myrtle or a Japanese maple to kind of finish it off and give it a little oomph.
Tina's next expert tip for us is a pop of color for the front porch. So Tina, tell us what you have today.
So you could do that a couple different ways. You could just have a nice pot of flowers near the door. It's sort of like a, hey, how you doing, to people who are coming to your house, a little greeting for your guests, but also for people who are greeting the house for sale. So it could be something simple like this. You can get them pre-made. You can put them together yourself. Some of them can get dropped into an existing pot like this is what's meant for that. And so that's just one, it could be as simple as that. A lot of people like to do Boston ferns or hanging baskets. So that's a nice way to kind of frame the top of the porch and entranceway and add just a little bit of greenery, welcoming green.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
So the last 2 points, key points for getting your home ready, I would say, are having your lawn in good condition and then sprucing everything up with mulch. So lawns, you can do warm season lawns now. In spring, you can get those going if you don't have one going, or you can renovate them. And fall is a time for cool season lawns. But those are going to be, one of the first things that people see when they see the home, and having it looking nice is going to be key for the whole landscaping working and looking well maintained and good.
And then you said there was one thing about mulch.
Yeah, so this is the big key bomb point here. This is the new coat of paint for your house kind of point. Go around and rake out under your existing shrubs and plants. So they'll accumulate leaves and debris underneath there. And if you get that raked out and cleaned up, and then you put down a fresh layer of mulch, that is going to transform the look of that bed in that area. So that is really a huge thing that you can do that sometimes people overlook. And even was saying, sometimes people just put down a layer of mulch and then they go, but taking that extra time to rake out the old stuff and then put down the mulch, it'll really look great.
Is there any particular kind of mulch that you recommend, or color, or any color coordinating?
I personally, and that's a personal thing. I try to stay away from dyed mulches because there's a lot of chemicals in them. And then it depends on what you're doing and where you're doing it. If you're under a lot of pine trees, then pine straw makes the most sense. If you're on a hill, pine straw or like hardwood mulch, shredded hardwood mulch will kind of pat down and not roll down the hill the way a big chunk of pine bark would. Other than that, it's more about like what you like and what looks good in the area. So you could kind of pick your choose based on what you like and what it looks like for the area, and then go from there based on the other factors.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. That's
Sure.
great information. Tina, thank you so much for your time today. I'm so grateful to Tina and Homewood for participating in this video. If you are local and you live in the Raleigh Durham area, definitely stop by Homewood. It's an amazing place and they are truly experts in what they do.
Thank you for coming out to Homewood. I really appreciate you coming out. It's been great having you. And if anybody's looking for more tips and information, we have a lot of information on our website. Just go to the Learn tab on the website and you will find over 40 individualized handouts and information specifically for this area of North Carolina, help you to select plants and garden and have a beautiful landscape.
That's great. If you're more interested in Homewood, visit their website. If you're interested in more seller tips or information about the Raleigh Durham area, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I look forward to talking to you soon, and I hope you have a great day.